Okay, not sure what happened there. Computer just shut off. Hold on, let me double check. Let me double check stream here. Not sure what happened. Hold on, is this still running? Hold on. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened at all there. Hello. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. Okay, we're good now. Okay, let me get things set up again, I guess. Yeah, not sure what happened there. Let's see, this is, yeah, part 2. That's where we are right now. Let me get everything set up again, I suppose. That was odd. Yeah, paste. And hello, go away. Okay. Alright. I think we're good again. Right? Maybe? It seems to be working. Right. Yeah, okay. That was odd. Not sure what happened there. Cause yeah, it's just the computer just shut off. I didn't touch it, or anything. Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna have to run some. I'm gonna have to do some tests on it. Hell. I think. See, I didn't buy this that long. I didn't buy this that terribly long ago, so I think the warranty is still in place. I would hate to have to send it off because then that means I have to use the backup laptop, and that would pretty sure that. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna send my microphone off, but still, that would suck having to, you know. Let me just get 792 running back in the background. That was strange. That was extremely strange. But yeah, here we are. We're back, I guess. What's the girl going on again? Because that just dumbfounded me so bad. Well, luckily I can just create infinite things. Okay. Alright, we're back though. We're back. We're back, we're good. I think. Hopefully. God. That reminds me, speaking of the computer shutting off randomly, I do need to kind of touch base with Aiden about his computer. Since he bought my old PC, and that old PC had a little quirk where it would blue screen randomly, and I think it's because it's because of the way I installed the operating system. I didn't install it the best, and so it didn't do great. Okay, why did that happen? I'll run a diagnostic when I get home. I'll do some tests and whatnot when I get home from work tomorrow, and we'll see what the hell happened. What the hell happened? Why did it happen? Hopefully, God, if it's a virus, then we're gonna have problems here, because at that point it's like what the God damn it. And let me just quick scan, and we'll see if the good old antivirus picks up anything, and then if nothing else, I can do some other tricks that I know to you know check check and see if we have a more serious problem. I hope not, because that would suck. That would suck. Also, I just realized that I'm gonna have to renew the antivirus license this year. Yeah, alright, I'll budget for that, I guess. Of all the things. Ugh. I guess I forgot to put that in the budget for the year, but also the budget for the year has increased because of the other jobs, so it's not going to be a terrible hit to my budget. So whatever. Let me just go through the shop here real quick and grab everything. But yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, raises at Taco Bell and how doing a little comparing and contrasting between my two jobs. It seems that the Taco Bell is not really interested in developing the people who are good. They're just interested in developing people. Period. Which and they wonder why so many resources are you know wasted on different things. So like you know you'd think a company like Taco Bell, the size of it, would be more interested in conserving its resources, so that way, it can kind of beat out the competition. This is not. This is seemingly not the case in insofar as I have seen. While based on what I've seen at Domino's, it seems that they're interested. They kind of take the time to evaluate, the people that they have, and then they're slower with rolling out raises and promotions, but it seems like the people that they promote are meet a certain meet a decent minimum standard. Taco Bell meets a minimum standard, certainly. Are you alive? you know do you work at the Taco Bell? All right, perfect. Then if you express interest, you can be promoted. Assuming they don't come with some, assuming they don't come up with some kind of dog shit reason as to why you can't. Because I've seen that happen too. I've seen that happen too, where they'll say one thing about promoting somebody, and then turn around and go, yeah, actually, no, no, we're not doing that. Nice try though, haha, we got you. We invested the resources, and then somewhat arbitrarily, and in some cases hypocritically decided, no. I'm not talking about myself in this case. For me, it just took a while because for a while I was seasonal, and they were like, well, what if you don't come back? My response to that was, I've come back every time I said I would come back. That should be good enough. That should be good enough. But then again, I guess there was a different kind of person running the store back then. So it makes sense that this other person who was running the store kept things a little bit kept the cards a little bit closer to her chest, was a little bit slower with rolling out promotions and investing resources. So you know I miss Shauna. I miss Shauna. I guarantee that if Shauna was still in charge, the problems that the store has now, at minimum, would not be as bad as they are. I mean, I have a lot of confidence that Shauna would be able to solve the problems that the store is having because she was, if nothing else, assertive. Uh, so she was assertive, and so if she couldn't solve the problems, then she would definitely have reduced their impact quite a bit, quite a bit. Meanwhile, we've got her. I don't know how you want to work apprentice, I guess, for lack of a better term, who's not assertive, which you'd think being in a upper management position, assertiveness is kind of one of those qualities that that you would look for in people in that position and try to foster. But I guess that's just me. I don't. I'm not an expert in business, But I've seen Greensburg Taco Bell go through quite a few GMs, and the assertive ones were the assertive ones were more successful than the ones who aren't. But yeah, my frustrations with with that aside, um, you know, I could I could try to get a proper burn on this, Sure. Let me try to get a proper burn on this. Come on now. And the match has gone out by itself. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. But yeah. Anyway, back to the initial point of discussion. The week has been interesting, certainly. I'm definitely a little bit more worn down this week, but that's just because the sleep schedule has shifted, and so you know, I definitely enjoy going to bed. I actually tonight, today really, I thought and I'm not even gonna. I'll just do a short little video thing where I just post and say, hey guys, no stream this week because my schedule has shifted again. But I will, once things settle down, I will definitely get back to it. But then I got home and I thought, you know, nah, I'll be all right. I'll be okay. Because as long as I get to bed by a time that's not too terribly late or early, however you want to view it, then I should be fine. That and I also on today Saturday, or I guess technically Sunday, I'm gonna go to bed really early. I'm gonna try and get like 12 hours on Sunday before I have to go to the Domino's. So that way I. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Sure, sure. Just okay. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Well, no, we won't see. I will be going to bed early on Sunday because I want to get like 12 hours just to not just recharge, but also kind of boost myself a little bit. Because yeah, and part of that is also just to kind of help reorient the sleeping schedule, just in case the driving thing really does take off. Because presently, I don't know how that's going to get played. Um, because we need insiders, and me being taken off inside means that we need insiders more. I mean, I don't know how many applications are in that. My boss at Domino's is looking at how many applications are there to be looked at, but I think there's at least one. I don't know. But I enjoy Domino's a lot. I thought I didn't, I've noticed that I've become really resilient, really against, changing up my routines. Yeah, I mean, part of that is, being so set in them. Because, I really the because part of the reason that I went into the master's program, other than to get a master's degree, was to kind of keep the routine of school. And then I eventually, then it changed to because I was doing that work school balance kind of thing, and I kind of settled into that. I was still relieved when I graduated. Don't get me wrong. I was still going, oh yes, I don't have to do assignments anymore or any of this other stuff. That's going to be great. But you know, when it came to actually going out and getting the second job, I was kind of hesitant. I mean, I was putting the applications out there, and they were being rejected, which sucked, which really sucked. Because it's like, come on, I'm a young guy willing to learn. I've got experience in customer service. Come on, what's the problem? What's the deal? But I don't know, whatever. But then I got this job, which was good, and managed to settle, kind of. Really haven't had too much of a chance to settle into this new schedule, because it has it's only been about a month and it's already shifting again. So I guess we will see. We'll see just how it. I really just want the schedule to settle down, so that way I can jump. You start making those small changes. Continuing to build up those good habits. And also so I can consistently get to the clinic. That's a so I can consistently get to the clinic. But like I said, hopefully it settles down. Hopefully it settles down by next month, so that way I can really establish routines and stick to them. That being said, if it settles down into the schedule that I'm thinking it settles down into, then I'm going to be working about a 75-hour work week. That's between both jobs. Because let's see, I'm pulling about 40 hours at Taco Bell, and then I think the shift to Domino's is going to be 6 7 hours 5 days a week. So that's another 35, 30 to 35, so 70 to 75 hours. But hey, I'll be like pulling in some money, which is nice. Actually, let me just run the calculator again real quick. Let's see, I work 10 to 4, so that's 6 hours. 10 to 4 is not, yeah, 10 to 4 is 6 hours. Okay, I'll still be making more money, which is good, because oh boy, if you know me, I love money. I love some people might describe me as greedy, but I think that's inaccurate, because yeah, I love going out and getting money, but I'm not the kind of person to take it in a take it in a negative way. If I'm going out there and I'm getting money, I'm earning that money. So it's not like so greed isn't exactly accurate, because greed implies that greed has that negative connotation to it. For going out and taking what's not mine. No, 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 no. No. I'm not that kind of person. I'm the kind of guy who is like, oh yeah, I want to, oh yeah, I want to get, I want to get I want to get, a huge pile of money, but I'm gonna earn it. You know, I'm gonna earn it through working jobs, and yeah, jobs in this case, and just whatever. I'm not gonna go out and just take it from somebody. I'm not gonna steal it. You know. So yeah, and I've been like that since I started at Taco Bell. I was when I started I was scooping hours. I mean, it helped that we were extremely short staffed, so I could just scoop in hours, and that's when people were like, "Oh, you're just greedy." It's like, no, I mean, maybe a little bit, but you know, I'm working for that money. I'm not, I'm not stealing it. I'm here doing the work, on the clock and all this. I earned, all that money that I got that first year, especially that first summer, especially. That was from all that overtime, that I was pulling. I was there. I was on the clock doing the work. So, maybe just a little bit greedy, but overly, I'm going out and getting it. I'm going out and getting the money, legit. So, greedy, yeah. People don't describe me that way anymore because I've said I've had a similar conversation with people, where it's like greedy. I don't think so. Also, I've noticed that Streamlabs is not recording the 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 live streams anymore. Am I running out of hard drive space? No, I've still got like 900 gigs. What's up, Streamlabs? Maybe I hit a hotkey by accident? I don't know. Let's see, when were some of these recorded? See, that one's 27 minutes. See, that one's an hour, so that one can probably go. What's this one? That one's 2 gigs. That one's 2.5. Wait, 5/4. Oh, wait, hold on. These are live stream dates. Yeah, 5/4, 5/11, 5/18, and then the 2/5/25. So these three can actually go and recycle. Cleaning up, cleaning up. Maybe that's why Streamlabs is like, ooh, I don't wanna. Just as long as things don't shut off again. So we've got a little bit of heat coming off, but nothing more than normal. God, I hope I'm not having any kind of heating cooling problems. That would suck. Because then I'd have to double check the warranty. Let me actually take a look under the hood real quick. I won't be able to sprung a leak or anything. That would suck. I don't see anything wrong. Then get on up and taking the panel off. I'll do it. Like I said, when I get home, I'll sit down, or I'll take my uniform off and change into something a little bit more spaghetti. Um, but I'll do a hardware examination. I'll do a software exam. We'll kind of see, what could have caused the outage. It might have been a surge, but I've got a surge protector, so that doesn't make sense. Also, a fuse didn't blow, otherwise everything in here would stop working. Curious. Curious. That's something. It's definitely something that I can fix. You know, I mean, hey, I took all those computer classes in high school. That was fun. I really should have jumped on the opportunity to get that A plus certification in high school, but I did not. I missed that. I missed out on that, and so the school would have paid for it and everything. Um, so now, if I want to do that, if I want to get the A plus certification, I need to pay for it myself. Um, Gotta get a little bit more money cycled into the budget before we do that. Just to but also an A plus isn't really going to be useful for what I am doing now and intend to do in the future. So at that point, I'm not in a rush to get it. Um, you know, Certainly not. You just don't want to stay. You just don't want to stay going. Hello. There's also a bit of the wrap that is got a hole in it, just right next to the sticker. Cool. Or the band. Cool. Interesting. Okay. I should have looked at this. I didn't look over it before after I took it out of the plastic. That's a rookie mistake on my part. I guess I'm tired. I guess I'm a little tired. Okay. Hmm. Also, my drawing rhythm is messed up because I've had to restart everything. But yeah, it's definitely been a it's definitely been an up and down week, just much like last week. Well, last week there were some serious downs. Thursday and Friday just last week sucked bad. For some reason, this week only Thursday sucked, and then Friday wasn't so bad. I mean, I drove today at Domino's, so I didn't have to put up with the regular stuff I have to put up with at Domino's. Um, it's actually pretty slow at Domino's, but it probably picked up after I left. But they also had a bunch of people there. It was popping. But even Taco Bell wasn't so bad. Corey left on time, pretty close to on time, and we were fine. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, you know, we'll see. We'll see if I get another text from my boss at Domino's saying, "Hey, buddy, uh, you gonna drive on Sunday?" I mean, if he says that, I'll go, "Yeah, sure," and then I'll come home on Sunday. I'll do that. Shift that schedule away from the 4:30. Back to the 10, and then take a nap when I get home, and then by then I'll have the schedule for next week, and I'll be able to figure out, okay, what's sleeping gonna look like? How am I gonna plan this out? And then we'll just go from there. That reminds me, I think I have an appointment scheduled at the clinic. I'm gonna have to cancel that just to make room for you know, uh, the possibility of driving on Sunday. We'll see. We will see. But now I just look at it. I just look down at it like, are you still good? You good, baby? You know, just put my hand on the computer just to kind of pat it and reassure it, like, you doing all right? I don't feel any heat coming off. Well, just a little bit, but you know, nothing more than normal. So I don't. Again, I'm gonna get stuck on that. I'm gonna get stuck on why did this happen? All right, let's just let Seven Nights 2 go in the background. But yeah, it's this change of my work schedule of my one job schedule has kind of messed up my working routines on other stuff. Um, but like I said, the schedule will settle. Hopefully it will settle, and then I can get back to improving myself. Improving my routines. Um, so with if the schedule changes towards more towards the driving than anything else, then it's going to be a little bit harder, as I will definitely need to prioritize getting adequate rest uh, in between shifts, which will really cut down on the time that I can actually just grind, which means that my really hard grinds are going to have to be on whatever days off I end up getting. So that's something. Um, which okay, fine, whatever, I guess. That, I mean, I was doing that before, just kind of, but it helped that I had an overlapping day off between both jobs. Wednesday I referred to as my day of peace, where I wasn't scheduled to work either job. I mean, sometimes I'd go in, if I got a call. Other times I'd be like, no, not this time. I just want to sit in my chair and relax and unwind. Um, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it morphs into, and I'll just adjust from there because really at this point the priority is you know sustaining sustaining the necessary cash flow in order to not just ensure that bills are paid, but also to ensure that money is being put back for, I mean, obviously emergencies, but also for any also for just the future in general. You know, I'm 26 right now. I gotta think about retirement. In 60 years. Gotta get ready for that. I gotta get that $2 million in the bank so that way I can just just not do anything while I'm retired. Just be a just be an old just be an old profession just be an old retired professional who sits out on the porch and maybe smokes and is generally just enjoying the retirement. My dad's retired, and his retirement thing is him and his wife are traveling. Well, most of the time they're traveling. They do kind of settle here and there for a few months just to kind of you know not always be on the road, but they're seeing the country, and I get it. I get it. I did that 16-hour drive to New Hampshire, drive from here, Indiana, to New Hampshire, and I saw quite a bit of the country, and it's nice. It's nice. There's a lot of nice scenery. There's a lot of nice scenery just on that you know that you see while you're driving driving through the country. You know, you I saw a lot of interesting things. I saw this is gonna sound kind of dumb, but I saw the for the first time in my life, at least as insofar as I remember, when I was traveling to New Hampshire and also from to come home, I saw my first ever speed minimum sign. Because how, I mean, speed limit signs are everywhere. This is the maximum speed that you can go. But I had never seen a sign dictating you know the lowest speed that you can go without getting pulled over, and that was interesting. I still think that's kind of I still think that's interesting. That's kind of neat. Um, but it was cool. It was like a speed minimum. I mean, it was 20. The speed minimum was 20. I think the maximum was 45. So you're anywhere within that range, I guess. Then cops won't harass you. But it was still interesting to see that. Um, and I saw bits and pieces of various states. Since there are a number of different states in between Indiana and New Hampshire. So you know that was cool. That was neat to see. Seeing new places. Traveling. I don't ever want to do a drive like that again, though. 16 hours by myself, that was rough. That was rough. And I drove, the driving to New Hampshire, I drove it straight. Just, no, the only breaks that I took was every 200 miles to get gas. And, I'd stretch or I'd go in, I'd grab a snack or a beverage, use the bathroom, whatever. I got some looks whenever I'd hop out of the car and while it was gassing up, I'm doing stretches to get my back and legs into decent enough shape to last me the next 200 miles. My poor phone. My poor phone. I don't have a decent charging cable in my car, and so my poor phone was just like, "Boss, please stop listening to YouTube videos. You're killing me." It was, I had to do that where it's just me sitting there just with my thoughts, just driving. Every 80 miles or whatever, the G-Base would go in 400 feet turn, or whatever it says. That would be the only communication that would happen. I would just respond and be like, yeah, all right, you got it. To my phone. You know, it was whatever. Now, when I drove back, I took one break, and that was in a Walmart parking lot in Pennsylvania. I slept for 45 minutes. I don't know why I chose 45 minutes, but I thought, I'm just going to take it, you know. So I leaned the seat all the way back and just slept in a Walmart parking lot in Pennsylvania, dead of night, you know, for 45 minutes. And, then made the rest of the drive because, and I think I know why, right? So, hold on just a second. Let me actually try to get this to burn properly. I need to watch the timer so I can get a good pace going. Get a good rhythm, you know? Okay. So, I think I know why. I felt just the overwhelming need to take that nap. Mm. And the reason why is because when I started driving to New Hampshire, I started about midnight. I left the house at midnight. I had to be there at 4 o'clock p.m., so 16 hours, roughly. And I arrived roughly on time. But, I started in the dark. And then by the time, eventually, eventually the sun rose and, I was in the light. Now, when I left New Hampshire, I left during the day, which means that it became night while I was driving, and so just the tiredness just hit me. Eventually, it got to the point where just this, like I said, this overwhelming, just desire, but also need. I need to stop. I need an actual, rest. So, like I said, put the seat all the way, back in terms of on the track, and then just leaned it all the way back. Put my hat over my face. 45 minutes. And that was, I woke up from that, went, I don't have too much left. And when I get home, I'll just go to bed again. Just hit that bed and go and sleep. It helped that I used my vacation time at Taco Bell, in order to, get that time off. So it was technically paid. I got my 40 hours of PTO, that week. And then when I went the second time, I think that was unpaid, which sucked, which really sucked. Um, because I wasn't, I mean, I was paying to be there by college, but at the same time, I also wasn't getting, I didn't have any PTO, so it's like shit, But it all worked out, sort of. And then internship after New Hampshire. And then internship where I pulled 84 hours a week. Oh my god. That was exhausting. Hey, look who's here. Look who's here. Catching me live again. We had some technical issues earlier, so this is part two. I'm not sure what happened, but hey. Just talking about the driving experience to New Hampshire while we're, you know, and how that was. Comparing that to, my dad being retired and, seeing the country and whatnot. Actually, speaking of my dad, the place that him and his wife are right now, that's fine. The place that where him and his wife are right now is, well, it's a nice place, but a tree fell on his camper RV. I don't know what the difference is. Uh, Basically his car house. And he sent pictures. The damage is pretty extensive, but it seems like when it happened, yeah, it seems like when it happened they were away, or at minimum they're not hurt. So that's great. And I asked, hey, that looks like a lot of damage from the pictures. You guys have a place to stay while that's getting repaired, or your whole RV thing is getting replaced or anything? Yeah, they're fine. Mom, his not mom, dad, his wife, and the dog are all fine. Completely uninjured. Like I said, I think they were away, so that's good. I mean, it's good insofar as everybody's fine, everybody's okay, no injuries. It's not. I mean, it's not great, obviously, because can't live in can't live in a place with a giant hole in it, and also part of the ceiling collapsed. Um, but they're physically okay. You know, I mean, hey, I know my family, and I can guarantee that Dad's got insurance on that. I mean, I could be wrong, but they should be okay, at least in the long term. The funny thing is when I went to go see Dad, and you know yeah, uh, when I went to go see Dad, and he was taking me around the place that he's staying, and he was talking about stuff that he was doing. He said, yeah, we had to cut down this one tree because it was leaning. Oh, the smoke. This is the Alec Bradley Magic Toast. It's pretty common stock over at Low Bob's. I figured I'd light this up because it's shorter, since I have to go to work later today. But the funny thing is, he talked about how he had to cut down this tree because it was leaning towards this guy's RV, and didn't want it to fall on this guy's house, and then it happens to him. It's kind of ironic, but you know, is it good? It's an Alec Bradley, which means it's all right. I mean, it's nothing spectacular. Don't get me wrong, but it's definitely something that I would. That box still there? The box is still there. I think they're refilling it because that, or nobody's buying the sticks out of it. Also, something I remembered a little while ago, that I should bring up is I'm pretty sure that box has your old phone number in it, which means that if they call that number, it's no longer in service, which uh, you know is could be something, which means that you might not get the box if it's ever emptied. But yeah, that box is still there. The smokes are still there. I don't think anybody's buying them, um, or they're refilling it. Either way, that box is still there. But yeah, the box is still there. Top right corner of the humidor. Oh, you still have that? Okay, cool. So yeah, it means if it is empty, they'll call and say, "Hey, your box is ready. Come pick it up," or whatever. But yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. But yeah, just the whole irony thing with Dad, where he's cut down a tree for not much longer, so I need to. Yeah, that's definitely something. Um, to say, hey, by the way, I got a new number, so that way when when the box is empty, you can call me to claim it. They are refilling it. I don't know. I don't know. The smokes that are in that box aren't I mean, they're not bad, but they're okay. They're okay. I've smoked three or four of them. They're okay. Um, I mean, for the price, they're pretty good, but just in general terms, they're okay. That's true. And I'm not really sure how many cigar smokers are actually in this town, that regularly patronize Lobobs. Um, I mean, hey, between Lobobs and DT, Lobobs has definitely got the better selection, but they've also got the better humidor. It seems like it's better maintained. If I didn't have two jobs already, I would suggest, how's the new job with delivery? Yeah, I love it. I love it. I don't have to. I don't have to deal with the chaos of the store. At least not as much as I would if I was making the pizzas. Um, but it's nice. The company cars are really cool. It's really cool. And it brings up another thing that I've said this week, where I've said, if my car, yeah, if my car had the technology, meaning just the touchscreen, with the Bluetooth integration and everything, that those electric cars have, I could be the most efficient DoorDasher in this town. I'd be sweeping up orders and just bringing in cash. It would be so funny. Um, but with the schedule shifting more towards the opening driver role, it's not particularly feasible anymore. Um, it was certainly possible, on the schedule that I was working, but we'll see how things shift. Um, with We'll see how things shift with me being driving now, and maybe it'll be a more on and off on cars. Mm. See, the thing about electric cars, right, is the rollout of electric cars was all about, oh, it's good for the environment and this and that, you know, which sounds good on paper if you don't actually look into it. But if you look at it, you think, okay, where are these cars getting their electricity? From the, town or city's power grid. Okay, where does the town or city get electricity from? For the most part, coal. There's not particularly a lot of wind and solar power here in Greensburg specifically, but probably also just across the state of Indiana. And so, from that angle, it's like, maybe it's not the most environmentally friendly. And then thinking about the materials that actually go into the production of these vehicles. Yeah, well, see, that's the thing, is I've been using the same car for all my deliveries for, the 2 days that I've driven. And when I left today, um, when I left today, according to the gauge inside the car still had about 150 miles left of power, and that's with me, running the AC. That's with me running the touch screen with my music and the GPS, and obviously driving. And it still had that much. It still had that much juice left in it. Um, so I think the batteries can hold a decent amount. Uh, as for charge time, I if we're going from empty to full, I have no idea how long it takes. Um, I have no idea how long it would take to charge from empty to full. Maybe you just plug it in at night. Give it a nice 8-hour cycle, and then by the morning you're good to go. I don't know. That might be how it works. But yeah, it's really nice. Um, it still bothers me a little bit that it's so quiet. Um, it doesn't bother me at all that it's so smooth. The driving. It's like I'm just gliding across the road, even when the roads are a little bit rougher. Here in the Greensburg, even when the roads are a little bit rougher, it's just like I'm gliding right over it. It's really neat. The silence is a little bit unnerving though, but I guess that's why I guess that's why the music auto plays to distract me from that. So, but yeah, it's cool. It's cool, and from like I said earlier, this stream, or maybe it was in the first part. I don't know. We'll just call both parts one stream. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, if it saves money, then hell yeah, you know. If it saves money, oh yeah, fantastic. Especially with the economy. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh yes, right. With with driving, I'm technically making more money than I would be if I was just an insider making the pizza. What are your hours today? So today I work from 4:30 to 8:30. Um, so that'll be and it's a Saturday, which means it's probably gonna be busy. But you know, considering I have the card to play that I've only had one day off from Domino's this week, I'm gonna try and play that. To say, hey, things have slowed down quite a bit. Can I go? Can I get out of here a little early? You know, I mean, if manager says no because of how Saturdays are. I already said that. I get it. It's fine. I already agreed. Um, and if I can't get off early today, then I'm hoping that Sunday is a lot more, you know, a lot slower and a lot more laid back, so that way I can, that way I can play the card. That way when the manager's going, well, we need to save labor, I can go, hey, I've only had one day off this week. Can I be the one to go? It's kind of I think that'll be leaving it alive. Right, 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 right. Um, but yeah, play that as a card to, make my argument that hey, I should be the one to leave. If nothing else, I've still got the day off from Taco Bell, so you know, call it a half day, even though I'm only working 4 hours. You know, but yeah, with the schedule shifting, definitely gonna have to, shift things around, and you know, since the hours might pick up, definitely gonna have to reprioritize resting like during internship. It's not gonna be as bad as internship because driving takes no energy off of me whatsoever, um, which is great, which is fantastic because that means that the upturn of business for the summer at Taco Bell is not taking that much energy off me is going to go a long way. But definitely making sure that on the days where I am the opening driver and also have to work at Taco Bell, that getting that nap in. That nap is mandatory. You know, I don't want a repeat of Thursday where I say, I got 4 hours. Let me sit down and have a cigar. No, it'll be like, I got 4 hours. That's 4 hours of hitting the bed. Oh yeah, no. I mean, I was fine with the pizza making and whatnot, which is still I'm still fine with. But I actually really really enjoy the driving. I really enjoy the driving. Fix the AC at Taco Bell. They've patched it again. So in about a month, it's gonna stop working again, and then we're gonna suffer for a couple weeks again, and then that whole song and dance. Their maintenance is slowly but surely getting everything fixed that is broken. Because let me think, the tower that heats the taco shells, broke. The sink broke. The one of the grills just stopped working. The big grill, only a quarter of it works. Uh, but of those things, the sink has gotten fixed, the tower has gotten fixed, and we got a new quesadilla grill. So really, the only things we're waiting on to get fixed right now are the air conditioner, which is just probably going to be a replace job. Let's be real, and the big grill. I think the big grill is in the warehouse, bringing me cold packs. Well, see, my strategy for that is just to take extra large gloves and fill them with ice, and then just shove the ice down my shirt, down my crew shirt, in between my crew shirt and my undershirt. Uh, I've made jokes on more than one occasion that I should just buy a bra, so that way I can just shove the ice into my into a bra and just have it right here on my chest to keep my core cool. Um, but it gets rough having to change my ice every half hour, 45 minutes, an hour at most if we're not too busy. Uh, but if anybody's gonna get sick at Taco Bell from the heat, it's gonna be somebody on mid shift, because dinner rush and everything. So there's that. It's uh after surgery, yeah, bag of frozen vegetables, yeah. The thing is though, with a bag of frozen vegetables is I'd have to take I'd have to take two or three in and rotate them in the small freezer every hour or so, and I don't think an hour is going to be enough to refreeze them. So I definitely have to take more than two. Um, and then when I get home, I'd be like, all right, mom, I got dinner thawed. Wait, actually, when I get home, it'd be the morning. So I just toss them back in the freezer, I guess. It wouldn't be good for the vegetables at all. It's probably not. I don't know how freezer burn works, but I get the feeling that would cause some freezer burn. Um, but no, okay, well, just my gut feeling says maybe it wouldn't be the best for the vegetables. Um, that being said, it's about 8 o'clock, and I do want to actually get a decent amount of sleep. So I'm gonna end this part two off a little bit earlier. Um, I've got the cigar. I've got once it's finished. I mean, it's pretty much not burning at this point because I you know just couldn't establish a decent rhythm. So I'm going to the gloves filled with ice work well. Two gloves. Two gloves just down in the shirt. You know, make sure they're oriented in such a way to where when the ice melts, I'm not having a bunch of water just spill onto my stomach. I mean, that doesn't stop condensation, but that's not nearly as bad as having um, it's not nearly as bad as having just water. But yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna hit the bed just a little bit early. I'm gonna have this happy for later in the week, or I guess it's the end of the week, so early next week or something. And yeah, hopefully I have been messing with the phone. I've been messing with the phone to get those due reviews. I think what I'm really just gonna have to do when I get home from work is just upload them one at a time, so that way, Drive takes them, and whatnot. But yeah, I'm gonna deconstruct the stream setup and hit the bed. I mean, I said earlier that Friday wasn't so rough, but it was still a Friday, so it was still taxing. But if nothing else, for everyone out there, I will be back again next week. 6:30 is the new stream time. Need the new reviews. Yeah, I need to get them posted. I also need to do some back end stuff on some of the newer reviews that I've released 3 months ago, because they don't have descriptions and everything. So I need to do that too. But yeah, that'll be the goal for when I get home, is try to get the new reviews on the drive so that I can get them, into YouTube's back end, so that they can post, in a steady stream. Sort of been trying to do, but the phone hasn't been cooperating. Um, but yeah, that's the goal. So if you don't see me in a pre-recorded video in my car, then I will be back next Saturday at 6:30. With a I will have more smokes, so I'm really excited about the shipment that I'm getting because it's a lot of really good stuff. So I'm really excited about that. But hmm, until then, I will see you all next time.